What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and we are back for a bit more AOR Oceania racing. This is the round number 8 of our championship here in Mexico, where it could possibly decide the championship. Owens, as you'll be able to see here on the graphics there on your screen, he has a comfortable 43-point lead. Now, of course, there's only 2 races to go after this one, so potentially, I think if he wins the race, or at least finishes a certain position, he will have wrapped up the championship before we get to Brazil, which I believe he will be missing. Which actually, I think he will be missing the next round in Brazil. Like I said, this was done a while back anyway, but here we go. We're setting off for qualifying. I think that possibly was Exodona. We may have held up a little bit there, but going into this one, yeah, felt pretty confident, I must admit. Especially after SRL on Friday, I was definitely not confident, but after the run I had in TOR, it felt a little bit better, and I wanted to keep improving. But probably made a few little mistakes there, as you just saw for that footage there, but felt a bit more confident, I must admit. But they're very close there to Kai was there for qualifying. Don't really think he held us up too much, but it probably didn't help a little bit. But here we go, coming across the line to set our first lap time. I think it's like a 1:16 or 1:17 or something. It's not brilliant. It puts us in P6. I probably made a few little mistakes in the end, but in the end, Kai was the favour there, going wide and actually invalidating my lap. But yeah, it didn't really matter much. But I felt like I could improve my lap time big time, because like I said, I made a few mistakes that I probably shouldn't have. But you know, it's still a long way to go in this session. But I just have to outscore Owens just to keep this championship alive. But here we go. We're going on to another set of ultra soft tyres. You'll be able to see the timing sectors coming up on your screen right now. We're not actually any quicker than any of the top guys, which is a little bit worrying at this stage. But I just knew I had to put a lap together, just at least get in the top few at least, have any shot of keeping this championship alive. So run number 2 is underway now, as you can see on the screen there. Long front straight, and you have to utilize the straight line speed as much as you can. So you're getting a couple close to 336 kilometers an hour, 338 as we head into turn 1. Right this curve a little bit, probably right at this one a little bit as well. Nice run there through the first chicane, but going through this S section, you have to get this perfect, otherwise it could ruin your lap time. Get it nice and tight in through there. Look, felt beautiful going through there. As we come through sector 2, we're actually the fastest, well, we were the fastest coming through the second sector, and it felt good for possibly provisional pole. But to come through the baseball section right here, right now, I think we've come through the second last corner. Laggy now goes to provisional pole. Let's see what we can do coming around the final chicane. And it is going to be P2. We do improve by a hell of a lot, but not quite enough in the end. And I think there'll be a few people that will improve later on. But there's a bit of a moment there with Matt and IsThatMaTt039 and Joker, and also nearly the same thing happening with the Force India. So I thank Penske again for the DJR TP17 for this footage. But as you can see there, these guys definitely have a better relationship, I think, than Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon, but proved me wrong. But in the end, after everybody else set their lap times, we finished up in P4. So, I mean, it wasn't ideal, a bit down the order, but didn't help. I think that my main championship rival was sitting in P2. So, I mean, he's not too far up the grid, but anything is possible in this race. As we have a look now at the strategy, it's a little bit overcast, but call me crazy at this stage, but I was keen on doing the one stop. Now, I know I'm probably going to get a heap of crap for doing this, but I felt like it was probably the only shot I had of winning this championship. But here we go. We're about to get these lights all lighted up. It's 5 red lights for this championship, possibly championship deciding race. Let's do it around Mexico, and it's an okay start actually compared to Mitchie and Owens. We might have a bit of slipstream up our sleeve with Owens and ThatLaggyPerson. Nearly going to go 3 wide down here into turn 1. Can we outbrake them into turn 1? Not quite. Laggy has the lead. And now we got Mitchie up our left-hand side there. Might have to hold on. We just hang on going through turn 3. So, yeah, an okay start. We made up 1 position, but the main goal is we want to get in front of Owens and mainly fight for that win that we have not won since Belgium. It feels like a long, long time ago, I know, but we go through that section beautifully. That was a bit of sarcasm there, but going into turn this section there, got a little bit off-put it there by Owens for his braking marker, but that was turn 12 there, but managed to get away with it, only just. That could have been very, very close to ruining my race, but very lucky it didn't so. Let's go on board now with Mitch. He's going to have a look at me coming through turn 1, 2 and 3, but we hold off for the time being. But you see there, there's a few guys here that look very pacey here, including myself. At least the top 4, if not the top 5 at this early stage look to have a bit of pace. As you can see there, Laggy runs very wide coming through turn 4 and 5. Always might have a bit of a run here. No, he doesn't quite have enough there, but all tight up the top front of the grid anyway, but we get a nice run through there. I think Laggy may have had another moment there, but we take it nice and simple through there. But okay, let's go back to the start. Replay with Owens. Usually gets good starts, but Laggy just had a little bit more this time around, but literally it's like neck and neck between these two heading into turn 1. You see myself there trying to poke my nose down the inside there. I literally wanted to try and go for 3 wide and hopefully come out in front, but it didn't really work. So Owens just sticks behind in Laggy, and I'll get my words out in a minute. Settles into P2. Mitchie's POV from the start. It looked okay as well, but of course he's got me alongside him. Probably exactly the same as me. Probably has the little bit of slipstream there as well, but going into turn 1, let's go right around the outside of me. Probably got a little bit of a push bump there with Owens, but has to settle back in now to position 4 at that point of the race anyway. But yeah, righto, Zombie's POV from the start. Probably not brilliant, if I'm completely honest, compared to the top 4. I'm sorry, Zombie, if you're watching this, but been under attack here from not exactly sure who's next to him. Probably DT by the looks of things, but yeah, it is DT there. A little bit of a shove there, but again, he gets very close to Mitchie, but again, he holds on. He's on the super soft, so he was I think he was gonna be at least in the qualifying pole if he had run on the ultra softs and didn't get a corner cut, which invalidated his lap time. So he's had to start on the super soft tyres. May prove to be a great gamble here, but let's go back in the field now to DJR-TP17. All right, exit Donut had a shocking start there, or I don't know whether he's just letting the field go down into turn 1, but the Joker and Christos are having a good battle down into turn 1. Got, I think Kaya was there on the right there. Oh, dear me, that was R8K, and well, his lagging cars just ended up in the grass down there, but that was a bit of a hectic start there for R8K. It's not exactly what he needs, especially he's fighting for, I think, possibly 3rd and even 2nd in this championship as well. So look at Penske right around the outside, has to use every single bit of extension road there. Can't hold off DT, and he's getting swallowed here by, I think that's Ruthnick Bird. Yes, it is. Let's see exactly what pace these two have got going into this left-right-handed section. Ruthnick Bird holds it. Does he? No, not quite. Penske holds him off for the time being through 7, 8 and 9. But it's been quite a hectic start up and down the field anyway. But here's what a replay from Mitchie. Oh, he ran a bit wide. Used a little bit more extension than what he's usually done. But again, he's nearly like me and cut the chicane there, the corner there big time. But Yeah, well, not too bad. The sector, everybody's been setting purple times. Laggy, then myself and Mitchie. All of a sudden, Christos has popped up with the fastest lap of the race. So at this stage, anyway. But Laggy again is running wide into the baseball section at 12. So he pulled a little gap on Owens, but he's just lost all of that now. Going into begin lap 4 now. Literally, as top 4, Zombies started to drop away a little bit. So. When we now set the purple best lap time, fastest lap around the circuit, and you see here, just everybody has tried to break the slipstream, but everybody just follows each other. So it's myself, Laggy, Owens, myself, and Mitchie, the top 4 at least fighting for possibly this win. Zombies start just pull away a little bit here. Let's go on board with Owens now. It looks like he's going to put a move on here with Laggy. Have a look down the inside. No, not quite. But Laggy again runs very wide. There's a bit of a compromised line there, but again he holds him off. But it's not quite there for Owens. Back on board we go. R8K's now set the fastest time of the fastest lap of the race. He's way down the field there. Owens makes a little mistake going into 7. We may have a good run here if we can get a nice run here through 10 and 11. Looks okay through here. Gives a bit of more extension. A bit more of extension there, but just didn't quite have enough. Again, Owens runs a little bit wide, but he held on to the position anyway. Not really fighting earlier on, but back we go a little bit. Zombie was put off a little bit by Mitchie's lag, and that may explain why he's lost out a bit of time there. And yeah, ran a little bit wide at turn 11. He's got Christos right up alongside him. Now up his inside. Makes a good move, but Zombie comes back here. Can he hold it around the outside? He's going to have to. Yes, he just does. Doesn't give Christos enough room, but gets the move done and just holds him off for the time being. Now back we go with Penske. It looked like someone, I'm not sure exactly who that was in front, but it affected DT a lot because he's now into the open arms of Penske. This is every single bit of road there. Let's see what he can do coming into turn 12. Can have a look up the inside. No, not quite there. All DT makes a little mistake. Again, DT's on the super soft, so going for a bit longer strategy. Penske tries it, but can't quite do it yet. It's a little bit taily there for DT. This was all happening while we were all setting personal best times. And let's see what Penske's got with Slipstream and DRS up his sleeve compared to DT. It's not too bad. Again, difference of tyres probably helps. Up the inside he goes, and it's a fairly easy move there for Penske going into turn 1. And he's now up into P8, I believe, so he should easily pull away now. But back we go again with Zombie, who's still under attack from Christos here, and Christos going to go for a big dive bomb into turn 1. There's a bit of contact between those two. Again, more contact, and Christos gets that move done, but Zombie, I don't think is going to, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't really think of it right now. But he's not going to give up yet. Up the inside he goes. Bit of lag involved there, but let's see if he can do the crisscross. Might do it. Yes, he does. Got a bit more drive than Christos. Up the inside he goes. See what kind of drive he's got compared to Christos. And yeah, there we go. Up the inside. No, Christos coming back. Literally pushing each other, and Zombies had to go off track there, and he's had to give that spot back to Christos. So he's going to have to work hard, and that looked like Matt going very wide, but again, that might have been a bit lag, but cutting back onto lap 5. It was a big mistake for Owens in position 2, and I thought this is my chance now to seize on this opportunity and see if we can grab more points just to keep this championship alive into Brazil. Is the replay, that might be why. I think he said in his video that he was a bit off-putted by Laggy's braking marker, but yeah, that's a real big mistake there. And you see there, Mitchie, I don't think he's really putting up a fight with Owens because they are best mates, these two. Well, these are good mates, I should say, not best mates, but it just brings Owens back on track, and Mitchie just lets him go there, and I don't think Mitchie's quite got the pace there, but here's Zombie making a comeback of Christos, going to go around the outside into turn 1. I don't think Christos is going to yield. proximity arrow still there. Now he has to. Now Zombie's back up in the P5, but this is losing him critical time to the top 4, which is all of us in front. So back we go now to lap 6. Now we're starting to put a bit of pressure on Laggy. May have a look down into turn 1. We go as deep as we can. Laggy's still there on the left there. He still holds on for the time being. We're just going to have to do it here in turn 4. Got plenty of DRS. I think Laggy's starting to struggle a little bit. He doesn't quite have the pace. Rich Mix going to do our Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb up the inside of turn 4. We get it done, but compromise our line a little bit. But that lets Owens straight through up the inside. He just gives us a little nudge. That's fair racing, but Owens is now back in the lead. So quite a turn of events, I tell you now. Laggy's gone from 1st to 3rd, and Owens has gone back from 3rd to 1st. So this is all on here for the top 4 at the moment. Zombie won't be too far away, I dare say, if we keep fighting like this. But again, this is a great battle. We'll get a good run there compared to Owens. Have a think about it up the inside here at 13. Don't quite have enough, but see if we can get a good run here coming into the second last corner. See what kind of run we've got here compared with Owens. We might have a bit of slipstream up our sleeve. Got DRS coming up right now. Rich Mix we go. This should be a pretty easy move. Bit of movement going backwards from Owens, but that's not his fault. We're going to dive it up the inside here and not making it easy for Owens, but we get the race lead back. So it's to-ing and froing at the moment between these top 4, which includes me. So anybody can win this race, literally, in this top 4. Includes Zombie as well, but again, we're a bit compromised there. So we managed to hold on. We probably slowed up Owens a little bit more than what I wanted to, but I just wanted to hold him off just so we can start maybe to pull away a gap here through this long S section 7, 8, 9, and 10 and 11. Let's go back and watch all that replay. There's my dive bomb up the inside of Laggy. Give him a little bit of a touch. You can just see Owens is waiting there, waiting for the opportunity, and there it was. Up the inside he goes. Gives us a little nudge, but that's fair. He didn't push us off the track or anything, so that was fair racing. But this was the battle we had coming back into turn 1. A little bit of a touch there. He just backed out of it a little bit, I think he said. So but this will be interesting what happens up into turn 4, because I didn't feel this on my on my screen, but just watch when we come in here. So we run wide again into turn 4, then 5. And I always try to get the run, but we get a little bit of a touch there up the rear end. So yeah, I didn't really feel that on my screen. Now Penske is pitting early. I think this is on lap 6 of this race. I really should have put the replay logo somewhere else, but coming in very early here from a set of super soft tyres, so going to go on a very long stint, I dare say. So he's going to drop back down the rear of the grid, but this battle for the lead is not over yet here. I'm trying to break this Owens' slipstream here. As you can see here, we tried, but there's just nothing he can do. He's come back onto the racing line, but he pulls over to the right. Like they look up the inside here. We're not going to give it up just yet. We hold it around the outside, and we just hang on for the time being. But pressure's on here. Don't you worry. We've lost Ruthnik third. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Might have been something in the pit lane or the front straight. I'm not really too sure. We don't have any footage for that, but we hold on for the time being. It's trying to get a bit of drive away and yeah, just hold on for the time being on Owens. But we know Owens has a bit of pace. He's got a bit sideways there. Now onto lap 9 we go, and again trying to break that slipstream. But again, Owens is just following us in a slipstream, and this time just stay on over to the left this time, and I think he's got the pace over us, but going to try and hang it around the outside. We do, only just, and I've managed to correct that oversteer, but let's see what Owens has got up his sleeve here. He's going to go around the outside. I'm going to have to make it do it the hard way. He might actually do it here. Big brake lock up, and he's done it, I think. Just holds us. There's a little bit of a nudge there. Fair racing between us, but Owens takes the race lead back. So It's all happening here at this early stage. It's only lap 10. It's not even lap 10. Let's look at the replay from Owens' point of view. You can see there, just right alongside each other. He goes very deep under brakes. Locks the brake up a little bit, but uses the compromise line, pushes us a little bit wide, and yeah, got the move done. So nice move there. Now let's go back a bit further to Zombie's POV, because this was going on behind us, actually. So Mitchie is using every single bit of extension road there. I think Zombie may have a look going into turn 12. Up the inside he goes. Can he hold it? No, not quite. Mitchie guns a little bit wide there. The Zombie come back? No, not quite. So this was all going on while Owens and I were fighting up front. Laggy's still holding in P3 there. And I think Zombie, let's see what Zombie's got in a bit of straight line speed. So coming down the front straight we go. DRS enabled now. Rich Mix, he's got plenty of fuel up his sleeve again like he had last week. Probably a little bit less, but there he goes. Look at that straight line speed compared to Mitchie there. Makes it look so easy. Mitchie going to hold it around the outside. He tried it, but he just didn't quite have enough, and Zombie now takes position 4. I did say Zombie would be making a comeback. Don't count him out of this race win yet, but yeah, well, look, anything is possible, and all the fight was going on in front of us. As you can see there, Laggy nearly got up the inside there, but managed to survive. But now back we go. This is now live footage as we speak. Well, not really live, but we're still hanging on to Owens here. We're not trying to let him get away here. Try and get a good run here coming out of this long 10-11 section. Think about it going up the inside, trying a cheeky dive bomb, but he didn't quite have it in the end. Oh, we've lost Joker. I think he may have had a big crash down at the second last corner there, so can't really make a pass here up the second last corner. Oh, he's had a big one indeed, so yeah, it was pretty much stay stable, I think, for the time being. Okay, Mitchie's the first one to blink, so he's going to pit early, trying to get a bit of an undercut on us all. See, so I don't think we've got enough DRS straight line speed. We hold off Laggy for the time being, but lap 10, whatever Owens was going to do, I was going to follow. So that's what I do. I follow him into the lane. So here we go. This is going to be interesting. What happens between the crews? Mercedes in. Owens, super softs for him. Away he goes. Not held up at all. I think the Christos is in as well. So let's see how we go with the stops. Like I said, soft tyres going on. It's going to be a long stint, but we get held up by both, I think, Owens and Christos. So that didn't really help. We've lost out a bit of time there. So this is going to be a really long stint, but it's something I had to just take a gamble on. I could have easily continued on with the super softs if I had to, but there you go. There was the undercut. Mitchie's done the undercut, so it's worked for him. Now we've got Matt not far behind there in the Toro Rosso. May have a look up the inside. I think there's a bit of contact between us two. We hold on. I think it'll be effectively P3. I think Laggy actually stayed and Zombie stayed out. I think Matt may have started on those super soft tyres, so just have to battle here just to hold on for the time being. Run it a little bit wide going into turn 4. Didn't really help our line, but I just knew I had to conserve these tyres as much as I can just to have enough at the end. But whether it works, we'll wait and see. Now, this was going on as well. Zombie getting really close there to ThatLaggyPerson. I did say Laggy may have been struggling a little bit, so it's going to have to go around the outside here at turn 12. Makes Laggy go down the inside, but he runs wide, and that's an easy move for Zombie. So this was before the pit stops happened, so Zombie now effectively P3, but I think you now know, and Mitchie is just showing his pace at the moment. He's now set the fastest lap of the race. And I think, I'm not sure exactly who was in the pit lane. Might have been either Laggy possibly, or I don't think Zombie quite pitted yet, but look at us. We're just under attack from IsThatMaTt, who's just all over us. And I know, like I said to you earlier, these tyres are going to last to the end. It was a gamble I had to take anyway, but we lock up going into the turn 12 into the baseball section. Had to cover a little bit from Matt, but just held on for the time being. But, let's see what this straight line speed's got on these soft tyres. Probably not going to be the greatest. a few other guys have come into the lane. I think possibly Zombie and I think possibly DT as well. There comes Zombie as we speak, so just get out ahead of him, only just. But he's on ultra soft tyres, so I don't think it'll be too long before he'll get by us. But he's in a bit of a battle with IsThatMaTt, so that sort of helped us out a little bit more. So we've gapped him now, so might see what happened there. Here's the replay from Zombie's pit stop. Super softs off, ultra softs going on, so he'll be quick, very speedy in the end. Just comes out literally right behind DT, nothing between them. That was very, very close, but as you'll see here, out of the pits he comes, and I should be going out of shot any second now. There we go. Up the inside, outside we go, and let's just have a look here what happened. Why I've started to gap these two. Oh, that's probably why, because Zombie ran in very deep there and nearly ran up my rear end, but you see it under a lot of attack there from IsThatMaTt, and I think Christos is in there as well. He is racing Christos here, so don't rule him out either, but there's Matt. There's Christos up the inside. He's being swamped here. Now Christos is probably going to have a look at Matt, gives him a little bit of a nudge. Up the inside he goes at 6. He gets that move done. Now Zombie comes around the outside of Matt. Matt has not yet pitted yet, so he gets that move done. So now he's got to chase after Christos. He should have a bit more rubber under his belt, being on the ultra soft compared to super soft, but see what he can do here. Probably has to do it down the front straight, but Christos doesn't have a great run going into the baseball section. Zombie dives it up the inside. Might have to hold it right round the outside, literally right round the outside, and he does it. Well done, Zombie. What a move that is. So he's now into P4, which will probably not be, not sure if it'll be effective yet, but now he's trying to break the slipstream, and I think he holds off Christos for the time being, but back we go on our POV to lap 16, coming through turn 5 now, and there's actually a yellow flag in the background there, so I think there may have been an incident behind with the guys I was just speaking about. Let's just see what happened here. So here we go on board with IsThatMaTt. Now I did say these guys were close to each other. Zombie started to pull away a little bit, but I think Matt wants to have a look up the inside here of Christos. Going to be relayed. So he gets caught up on Christos and gets spun, and he's lost a bit of his front wing as well. So that didn't really help. And like I said, it wouldn't be too long before Zombie would be catching us, and literally as I say it, he's going to go up the inside here into turn 4. And I don't really put up a fight with him. I know I have to last these tyres to the end, but like I said, it was going to be a big ask to get these to the end, but it's worth the gamble. I can take any gamble I want. Now, back we go to DJRT P17. He's under attack from Exodone on the left. I think ThatLaggyPerson is also on the soft tyres. Penske goes right up the inside. Literally could not fault any another millimetre out of that. That Exodone may have got tagged there from ThatLaggyPerson. So that was a bit of an interesting moment. Now we cut the lap later on board with ThatLaggyPerson. Going down into turn 1. Got a bit more straight line speed than Penske does. Now Exodone is going to do it again around the outside here. Now switches to the inside line here, but into turn 1 we go. I think Exodone's gone way deep there and pushes Laggy off, but Laggy comes on in a bit of a dangerous position, and he gets spun. So after battling with the top guys early, he's starting to struggle a lot more. So here's the replay on board with Penske to see what happened between these guys. So like I said, Exodone went left, then right. I think he went up the inside here, but just went a little bit too deep there and tags Laggy. There you go. I think he may have run very right, and yeah, that's a bit of an awkward re-entry there, and probably got his just reward there, if I'm honest. I'm sorry, Laggy, but that's just ruined Penske's race, and I think Exodone has just let him back through. May have gotten a legal overtake there, and Penske's running very wide there at 11. You can tell he's got the front wing damage from that, but just look at that, just no turning whatsoever. We be too long for exit donor. I think it is. Yes, it is up the inside, but Penske has to shortcut it. There comes a time penalty for corner cutting and has to let exit donor back through, but he's going to come into the lane anyway. And there's a wheel in the pit lane. Well, now I've literally seen everything, but now nothing really happened for us. We lost that bit of time to the leaders in front, but now we're under a bit of attack from DT. He's going to probably have a look around the outside. I wasn't keen on letting him go through, but hold on for the time being. Going through turn 2, and we spun. Which nearly pretty much ruined my race. Now, I initially thought that DT had actually turned me around, but we have a look at his replay in the moment. It didn't help my rear tyres as well, but here's the replay. So coming into turn 1, it wasn't giving him enough bit of space there, but so going around the outside. Now, I thought he tagged me about here, but nothing. It's all seemed very weird, but I just have to buy with it and move on. But now Mitchie comes in, one of the earlier runners to pit early. He's going onto the ultra soft tyres, I think, to the end of the race. Has to go all the way to the end of the pit lane for Sauber. There we go. Ultra softs go on, and away he goes. Should easily get by him coming out of the pits as we do. So as we speak, back on board we go. We're in lap 25, so back up into P4, but I know Mitchie has definitely got some pace up his sleeve. I dare say a few others will as well, but coming through, that was a shocking run there through out of turn 5. I won't say the tyres are struggling a lot, but wasn't exactly feeling brilliant, I must admit. But now again, I think DT possibly pitted next, so now we move up into P3 for the time being, but we get a warning, and I think that possibly could be our first 3-second time penalty. I was looking back through the footage there, so I mean, not brilliant, but you can see Mitchie's not too far behind actually. But now we cut back to Owens, who's going to pit now for his second stop, so it'll be interesting to see whether he pops out compared to the others. Someone else is in as well, so ultra softs going on for him, and away he goes. Actually got held up, that's Zombie there. So I think Zombie may be going on to ultra softs again. We'll cut back to our point of view, coming through into the baseball section now, and you can tell I'm under attack a lot from Mitchie. You see the proximity arrow is very close, and I know that my pace is not brilliant, especially probably the tyres are starting to wear probably a little bit more than I would have expected them to. But as you will see here, come down the front straight, there is Owens as we speak, coming out of the pit lane. So it wasn't ideal when I saw him popping out in first place, but just had a bit more slipstream up my sleeve, and this dive really late braking maneuver, but just didn't quite have enough in the end, and I think that was pretty much nearly game over. It was getting a little bit sideways coming out of that section there. So still trying to hold off Mitchie there. We are fighting for position here, but no, Mitchie goes up the inside here at 4. We hold him off for the time being, but you might have a look up here into turn 6. We get a little bit sideways there. A little bit of contact between us two, and made it so easy for Mitchie. Up into position 2 he goes, and there won't be too far behind his Zombie. He was actually right up our rear end, so it was going to be a real gamble, I know, to get to the soft tyres to the end, but maybe I should have stayed out for a few more laps maybe. But Zombie goes as a look up the inside, not quite there. Yeah, but I just know that the tyres are shot. So literally say to Zombie, go by, literally just go by, and I was literally furious at myself that I had to pit at the end of the lap. Managed just to slow it down, and well, it was a gamble that didn't really pay off. So in the end, put the ultra softs back on, and away we go. So let's just try a salvage mission now. I think the championship is just pretty much gone for me. Now just let's see what we can do here. Maybe wrap up, try and get second in the championship. But we've come out behind, I think, Christos there. So we've got a bit of work to do. There's a couple of guys in front. Oh, but back on board we go, Penske. This battle's still going with Exodona. Now he's put him again in the wall. And that wheel is still in the pit lane, but he's come back into the lane to get another front wing change. I'm not sure how many front wings they've got left here at Force India, but I dare say they'll be going through a few, like what happened in ASR. We're seeing Winnie's Prime at Monaco. It's away he goes. On the soft tyres he goes. Now, on board we go with Zombie. He's battling hard with Mitchie here for the top two, and he has front wing damage, so... Oh, no. Is he going to pit? Yes, he is. Oh, no. Just when he thought the race win was on, it's all gone pear-shaped. And now he's had to come in for a late pit stop as well, so they're very late. And they're not even ready. This is like what happened with Daniel Ricciardo in Monaco a few years back. It was like 2016 or something, so... Front wing finally goes on. It's a long, long pit stop. Super softs are on. Oh, dear. Well, it was worth the gamble, but maybe Zombie could have... what's the word? I can't even remember the word. Could have tried to continue on with what he had left, the damaged front wing, but as you can see there, we just make an easy move there on Christos. We've got a bit of pace up our sleeve now. We're back on the ultra soft tyres, and we shouldn't be too far away from catching up with Kaiwas, who's not far up the road. So this was Zombie just literally coming out of the pit lane, and IsThatMaTt has just jumped out ahead of him. So there's a Zombie will make a comeback through this field right now. See if he can get a good run here coming out of turn 3. Yes, he does. Laggy now sets the fastest lap of the race. So we've literally, I've no idea where he's got to, so, and that was an easy move for Zombie around the outside of Matt. He moves up into P8. I think I've lost, yeah, P8 for him, so he's going to have to make a bit of a comeback here. And now we're beginning lap 30 as we speak, and Kaiwas just pulls over to the right-hand side. We set our personal best time, and he just makes it pretty easy for us. So no, I think he knows that I think I've got a bit more speed at the current moment. So we're back up into P4. It's probably going to be a long shot whether we can catch DT to get back on the podium, but going to give it a big crack here. 6 laps, there's 6-7 laps left, so I mean we still get some good points, but the championship's really gone. That was Laggy, set the fast lap. Probably, I'm not sure if it was the exact same one again, but Zombie again is the replay on board. He's making moves on RAK. I think he's been on those soft tyres a very long time. Around the outside he goes into the baseball section and makes it pretty easy there. R8's not going to give up just yet, but he'll have to give it up now. It's not too far away either before he catches up to Christos here, so Christos runs very wide coming out of that section there. He actually rejoins at a very awkward moment and gets a warning there, and he actually gets an illegal overtake, but Zombie's really having none of that. He doesn't really want to give up the spot at this stage of the race, so he just continues on, and he'll cut the 5-second stop-go penalty after the race. Well, I assume he'll get that. Might get a little bit more, but lap 32 we go. And oh no, we've lost Laggy. It was great racing with him earlier in the race, but he just seemed nowhere, and yeah, I think he's just pitted and retired basically. So it's a real shame. He had really good pace earlier on and hanging on when I stopped 4, but back we go again with Zombie. He's putting a bit more pressure on Kaiwas here. Might do the exact same thing he did with Christos. No, he might have to pass him up here at turn 12, if not 13. Let's see what he does. Doesn't quite have enough, but Kaiwas runs a little bit wide. Might have to do it around the outside. And he gets it done. So that's back up into P5, I think, for Zombie. But here we go, we're lap 34. That was a shocking corner cut there, and we cop another 3-second time penalty. So yeah, it's just really not our race. I mean, most of the race was pretty boring on my front, but Going to cut back to Owens on the final lap. He's coming around the final corner. He's going to win the Mexican Grand Prix and become the first AOR Oceania F2 champion. So many, many congratulations to him. Really deserves it. Thoroughly been consistent throughout this whole season. And as we come across the line, I was just, honestly, I was pretty gutted after that race, finishing up P4. But yeah, it's just some tracks that just didn't go my way throughout this season. I mean, it had that win in Belgium, but they'd got a bit unlucky with not getting a podium in Italy. Of course, Malaysia was just a shocking round. Japan wasn't any better. But yeah, we had a bit more consistent points there. We probably could have taken the fight up to Owens, but he is champion-elect. He cannot be beaten. So he wins the race from Mitchie and DT. Congrats to all those three boys up there. So we finish up in P4. A lot of everybody except for Owens got penalties, but as you can see there, championship-wise, it's an unassailable lead for Owens, champion-elect. So we're just going to have to fight for second in the championship, which we possibly could wrap up next week in Brazil, but for the next round in Brazil, I should say. Mitchie and DT are very close handy as well. Constructors-wise, Mercedes ahead of Sauber. Sauber have made a bit of a jump up as well, with Renault dropping way back down to P4 and not really much else moving on there. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can finish off the season on a high. But that's going to be it for today, guys and girls. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Comment down below on what you thought about that race, and subscribe to my channel for plenty more AOR and F1 2017 videos, plus plenty more video gaming content. Social media links down in the description. But for the moment, guys and girls, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.